You think you show your cat you love them every day. You probably don't. Here's the uncomfortable part. Most of the things we do to prove our love, the scooping up, the surprise cuddles, the constant petting, read to a cat as noise, or worse, as a threat. Cats don't measure love the way we do. They measure it in predictability, in choice, and in whether you bother to speak their language. So forget the cliches. These are 7 things, backed by actual studies, that a cat's brain registers as love. Each one takes under a minute, and number 7 releases oxytocin, the same bonding chemical that floods a mother holding a newborn, in about 4 seconds a day. Let's start with the one almost everyone is embarrassed about. Number 1. Talk to your cat in that ridiculous voice. You know the one. High, soft, a little sing-song, the voice you'd never use in front of your boss. Stop being embarrassed by it. Start using it more. In 2022, researcher Charlotte de Mouzon at the University of Paris-Nanterre ran an experiment on this exact thing and published it in the journal Animal Cognition. She played cats recordings of their owner speaking in a normal adult voice and recordings of the same owner using that soft, high-pitched cat-directed tone. In the flat adult voice, the cats barely reacted. But the second their owner switched to the baby voice, the cats' ears turned, their heads came up, some walked straight to the speaker. Here's the twist that matters. The effect only worked with their own owner. A stranger using the same voice got nothing. Your cat hasn't just learned the tone, they've learned it's you. And there's a reason that pitch reaches them so deeply. A kitten's whole world begins with the high, soft sounds of its mother. That register is wired to mean safety before a cat ever opens its eyes. When you slip into it, you're not being silly. You're speaking the first language they ever knew. So talk to them all day. Narrate your coffee. It genuinely doesn't matter what you say, only how you say it. Number 2, give them the slow blink. This one has a paper behind it. In 2020, Tasman Humphrey and Professor Karen McComb at the University of Sussex published a study in Scientific Reports on what they called the cat eye narrowing movement. In plain English, the slow blink. They found that when owners slow blinked at their cats, the cats were significantly more likely to slow blink back and more likely to approach an outstretched hand afterward. Think about what that means. A deliberate, measurable shift in how safe the animal felt, triggered by moving your eyelids. Here's why it works. In cat language, a hard, unblinking stare is a threat. It's what they do before a fight. So when you soften your eyes and let them fall half shut, you're switching off the one signal that says danger. Try it tonight. Catch your cat's eye across the room, relax your face, and let your lids drop slow. Most cats blink right back. That is the closest thing to I love you your cat has. Number 3, let the cat choose. This is the one loving owners get most wrong. We walk up, scoop, squeeze, and pet whatever we can reach, because to us, that's affection. Feline scientist Sarah Ellis and her colleagues who study cat handling found the opposite works better. The more control you hand the cat, the more affectionate the whole interaction becomes. So run what behaviorists call the consent test. Instead of reaching for them, extend one finger at their nose height and wait. Let them come. If they push their cheek or forehead into your hand, that's a yes, and you've earned the next few strokes around the cheeks and the base of the ears. If they sniff and pull back, that's a no, and respecting it is what builds the trust. You go from being the giant who grabs them to the one who asks first, and cats never forget who asks first. And quick, if this is already changing how you treat your cat, hit like and subscribe. It genuinely helps us reach more owners who want to love their cats in a language the cat actually understands. Number 4, give them a real hunt, then a real kill. Waving a wand toy back and forth in one spot bores a cat senseless because you're skipping the sequence their entire brain is built around: stalk, chase, pounce, catch, and crucially, the finish. Behavior researchers at the University of Lincoln have shown that structured predatory play cuts down problem behaviors like aggression and over-grooming. But most people do it wrong. Drag the toy away from your cat, not toward them. Let it dart behind a chair leg and freeze, like something hiding. Let the tension build until their pupils blow wide and their back end wiggles. Then, this is the part everyone forgets. Let them actually catch it at the end. A hunt with no capture leaves a cat wound up and frustrated. And here's the trick that turns play into a bond. Feed them right after. Hunt, catch, eat. You just completed the entire predatory loop their DNA has been begging to finish, and you're the one who delivered it. 10 minutes, that's it. Number 5, make them work for a meal. Almost nobody does this one, and it comes straight from feline medicine. In 2016, a group of veterinary behaviorists published a paper in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery titled simply, Food Puzzles for Cats. Their finding? Cats given puzzle feeders, the little contraptions they have to paw and roll to release kibble, lost excess weight, showed less anxiety and aggression, and in one case, a cat that had been redirecting aggression onto its owner stopped completely. Why? Because a bowl handed to a full predator every morning is a life with no purpose. Cats in the wild spend a huge chunk of their day working for food. Take that away, and something in them goes flat. You don't need to buy anything fancy. Cut a few holes in a cardboard tube, seal the ends, drop some kibble in. Watching your cat figure it out isn't just enrichment. To their brain, you just gave them a job and a reason to feel sharp again. Number 6, protect their routine like it's sacred. Here's the least glamorous item on this list, and maybe the most important. We think cats crave excitement. They crave the opposite. In 2011, Dr. Tony Buffington's team at Ohio State University ran a now famous study on sickness behaviors in cats. They took healthy cats and cats with a chronic bladder condition and disrupted their routine, changed feeding times, moved caretakers, altered the environment. Both groups got sick more often, vomiting, refusing food, going outside the litter box. But the stunning part was this. Even the perfectly healthy cats fell ill at nearly the same rate when their world became unpredictable. Their bodies were reacting to chaos itself. So feeding your cat at the same times, keeping their bowls and litter box in the same place, coming and going with some rhythm, that isn't boring. To your cat's nervous system, a predictable day is proof the world is safe and someone is in charge of it. Consistency is a love language. It just doesn't look like one. And here's a small add-on that works with it. When you leave for the day, drop an unwashed t-shirt in their favorite spot. Your scent, held still and familiar, tells a cat left alone that their person is coming back. A stable smell is part of a stable world. Number 7, groom the one spot they can't reach. Remember the oxytocin I promised you? This is it. When two bonded cats groom each other, a behavior called allo-grooming, they don't lick just anywhere. They focus almost entirely on the head and the base of the ears, the exact spot a cat physically cannot reach on its own, which means the only way a cat ever gets scratched there is from someone it completely trusts. That's why this spot is different from everywhere else you touch them. The belly is a trap. The tail base overstimulates, but the crown of the head, between and behind the ears, is reserved for family. There's a small study by neuroscientist Paul Zak that found cats released a measurable spike of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, while interacting affectionately with their owners. You can trigger that on purpose. Every day, take a few seconds and gently scratch that spot between the ears with your fingertips. Slow, the same rhythm another cat's tongue would use. Watch their eyes go to slits. Watch the purr drop deeper. That isn't just comfort. That is their brain flooding with the same chemical a mother feels nursing her kittens. And you did it in 4 seconds. So there they are, 7 things, and not one of them is a treat or a toy from a store. Because your cat was never asking for stuff. Talk to them like they matter. Blink like you mean it. Let them say yes. Give them a hunt, a job, and a day that makes sense. And scratch the one spot that says family. Do these, and your cat won't just tolerate you. In the only way a cat can, they'll tell you they love you back. And once you learn to see it, you'll realize they've been trying to tell you for a long time.